Welcome back guys, it's Dr. Somji. Today we're going to be helping you out in terms of which cleansers to use for which skin types. It actually is really confusing because a lot of people have combination skin and it's really important that you don't stick to one cleanser. So I'm going to go through all the different skin types, give you product recommendations from high streets, brands for each specific concern, and then also tell you maybe how to move on to your routine as well. So, first type of skin type that is really common is oily skin. So if you kind of cleanse your skin and then like 2 hours later you've got some oiliness, like a sheen on the surface of the skin, then you really have oily skin. You've got overactive oil glands. These glands are called sebaceous glands and they produce too much sebum. So really you want something that's going to gently clear away the excess oil and debris on the skin, but not damage your skin barrier. Because if you damage your skin barrier and you dry it out too much, you're going to end up with more oily skin because your body's going to say, hey, the surface of the skin is really dry, we need to produce more oil. And if you overproduce the oil, then you're going to end up with acne, irritation, inflammation, all of those things that we don't want to end up with. So your first step is really going to use a foaming cleanser. This is the industry standard. Use a foaming cleanser. So CeraVe do a foaming cleanser. It's quite nice. It's a foaming liquid that's going to get rid of the surface oils, rid of things like makeup, all kinds of debris that you pick up on the daytime, but still keep the skin barrier. And CeraVe is a good one because it's got the ceramides in there. So you're going to cleanse the skin, but the ceramides are going to feed your skin barrier so you don't overstrip it. It's really quite nice. And you know, we all know the 3 essential ceramides. So CeraVe is a good option. Now, if you suffer like me with slightly combination skin, well, where when I clean my skin, it gets really dry, and then probably like 3-4 hours later, I get this little sheen on my skin. That tells you that, hey, you need something that's gonna work maybe a little bit deeper in terms of reducing that oil gland activity. And one great ingredient that I've included even in formulating my own skincare is kaolin clay. Kaolin clay is really important. There's many different kaolin clays out there. There's Dermalogica, that's great. I love that mix in terms of the cleanser. But what that does is slowly draw out the oil from the skin, but also reduces some of the oil that you're going to produce a little bit later on. So therefore will help you with that delay when you get that oil surge, or what we call a sebum surge. It also sinks slowly into the skin, so it doesn't actually damage anything as well. So there's some nice little kaolin clay formulations out there. So if you really suffer from oily skin, you maybe want to put something on like a leave-on that you can leave on for about 5 minutes. This is a brand that was actually gifted to me from social media, Sand and Sky. But most of the actual main ingredient in this is Australian pink clay. So clay-based formulations are fantastic for people with oily skin. And you can leave this product on the skin. But why I like this product is that it's got a little bit of exfoliant to it, but also it's got some AHA in there. So I don't necessarily like this sort of grit on my skin. I'm really cautious with like any physical exfoliant. So you have to be a little bit careful with it, because if you damage it with physical exfoliants, it's going to cause problems. But if you look in the ingredients list, it's got some AHA in there, and that's quite nice because what it's going to do is also help chemically exfoliate as well. So you can leave this on just for like 3 or 4 minutes, maximum 5 minutes, and then wash it off. And this will really help with the oil control within your skin. So next skin type, dry, sensitive skin. Maybe you've got some eczema, maybe you're slightly acne prone, maybe you even have psoriasis. It's really simple. If your skin is dry, you want to put a cream-based cleanser on. And the gold standard when you're looking at things is a brand called Cetaphil, because Cetaphil is in the name, cetearyl alcohol. It's something that's wonderful for the skin barrier, highly moisturizing, and it's also got some nice ceramides in there as well. So this is a cream-based cleanser that I tend to use when I go to sunny countries. Maybe my skin's a little bit kind of like dry, a little bit more hot and bothered, and maybe even my skin barrier is impaired if I haven't been very good with my SPF. It's fragrance free, it doesn't clog pores, and it can be moisturized within the skin. If you're looking at for cream-based cleansers, look for things that we call emollients, things that help with that skin barrier and stop evaporation of water from your skin. So things like glycerin, things like shea butter, cetearyl alcohol, like we talked about in this product. We've got some glycerin in here. We've also got some panthenol and niacinamide. Niacinamide is fantastic for that skin barrier, just to help boost the skin barrier. And it's part of nearly every single ingredient in skincare nowadays. So niacinamide-based cream cleansers are fantastic for people with sensitive skin. You may not be able to clean all your makeup off with something like this, so you really need to think about double cleansing. And that's a concept that people always say, well, don't over cleanse your skin if you've got sensitive skin. But if you're doing it with a cream-based cleanser, certainly you can do. What if you have sensitive skin, but you have oily prone skin? So if you've got combination skin, well, you can use a product like the Cetaphil Gentle Foaming Cleanser, because this not only adequately cleans the surface of the skin so you get that nice squeaky clean look, but also what it does, it supplements your skin barrier. So it gives things like niacinamide to the skin so it doesn't overstrip your skin. So if you want that nice cleansing feeling, then this is pretty good. So when I use this, because I've got that sort of combination oily / sensitive skin, then hey, actually I can use this product on my skin to cleanse the skin. My skin feels kind of nice and soft, really clean afterwards, and it also controls the oil production as well, which is fantastic. So if you have mature skin, you've got slightly drier on the surface, and you don't necessarily have too much irritation, but you feel like actually your skin needs hydration all the time, you really want to be using these new melting balms. There's no real better pro cleansing balm than the Elemis one. Now you might be saying, hey, Dr.Somji is looking at like spa brands for his YouTube channel, but actually a lot of my patients use this Elemis balm. It's really, really nice and hydrating, and what it does is that it dissolves even heavy makeup, so you can massage this into the skin almost like a treatment. So you don't even need sometimes water for this, and you can see it's intensely moisturizing if you compare both hands, and you can really work it into the skin. It's got all of those lovely things that we want to help with the skin barrier, and we'll look through the ingredients in a second, but these melting balms are great for people with compromised skin. So not even mature skin. Say if you've got no acne, but you've got very sensitive skin and your skin barrier is impaired, you can definitely use these melting balms to possibly do your first cleanse or even your second cleanse. So say if you've got like excess oil and a lot of makeup on the skin, clean with a kind of a nice gentle cleanser or a foaming cleanser if you've got oily skin. But then also, if you're worried about stripping your skin barrier, introduce this as a second cleanser, because it definitely won't strip your skin. So you're doing that second cleanse, but you're doing a maybe milder cleanse, and it actually leaves the skin feeling super soft. And if you're traveling, you're going on aeroplanes, and you don't want to you want to limit the amount of use of water, and you still want to give your skin a nice cleanse, use a melting balm, because it's fantastic. It can be left on. You don't even need to wash that off, and it's still going to retain the moisture. A product like this, why I like it a lot, is that it's actually got so many things that are really good for the skin barrier. You've got sweet almond oil, which is a great ingredient with anything that wants to stimulate the skin barrier. You've got nice caprylic triglycerides, which are coconut derived, beeswax, cetearyl alcohol, kernel oil, wheat germ oil, shea butter, which is fantastic. And then you've got a few oils which help supplement the skin barrier as well as vitamin E and jojoba seed oil. There's so many things packed into this. Some patients of mine, they leave it on as a treatment for 10 minutes and then they wash it off, but you've got a great feeling of the skin with this. If you have very sensitive skin and you've got allergies to a number of different skin products, you might not want to use this, because there's a lot of kind of ingredients, some essential oils, I guess, that can stimulate this inflammatory process. So if you've got mature dry skin, the Elemis balm or certain other balms, you've got some nice ones that you can really treat yourself with something that kind of smells nice, It's fragrant. Obviously don't have too much perfume and things in there. You can leave it on, you can go on a flight with it with no problems because you don't even need any water. So it's great for that indication. And what's good for, you might be watching this video and say, look, I don't have any of these concerns. What can I use on my skin? Well, I'll tell you. If you wear makeup, micellar water is fantastic as that first cleanse. I've got two examples for you. I've got the CeraVe Micellar Cleansing Water, which obviously contains the 3 essential ceramides and niacinamide to help with your skin barrier. This is fantastic. You can massage this into your skin with a cotton pad or even with your hands to really give you that first step clean. And sometimes for some people, that's enough. You've also got the Eucerin one, which I think is really, really interesting because it's hyaluronic acid based. So if you've got dry skin and you're prone to getting that slightly dry skin, but you still want to kind of like moisturize whilst you do your cleanser, hyaluronic acid is good because long term, i.e. in the next like 4 or 5 hours after cleansing, this is going to help draw in moisture, especially if you're going to be putting on moisturizer and thing afterwards. It will draw moisture from your moisturizer after you apply it on. And you can use this again as a first step. Sometimes some people then put on like a creamy based cleanser afterwards if you've got dry skin, so you can pick and choose. If you've got oilier skin, then you might want to choose one of the foaming cleansers that we talked about. But it's really important that you look at how your skin functions in the daytime and in the nighttime. So when you wake up in the morning, if you've got a lot more drier skin, then you really want to be using more of a creamy based cleanser in the morning time. If you're using something like a retinol in the nighttime and you know that you're going to really dry out your skin before bed, use a creamy based cleanser before bed. If you feel like, hey, I really have a lot of oily skin in the morning and it needs a lot more of a clean, then use something like a gel-based cleanser or foaming-based cleanser that's really gonna gently take away that oil but not damage the skin barrier. And if in the daytime you gather a lot of dirt and debris and you really don't want to strip your skin, then hey, use some micellar water to melt things and then use another cleanser afterwards. So you've got to pick and choose. You might want to even get all of these things because your skin may be different at different times. And also when you're traveling, you might want to have something like a micellar water on hand because it's really cool because you don't need to use water with these things. So I don't want to confuse you guys. We've split things into a nice table so you can see what you need at what time. I'll write it in the comments below and in the description below. If you've got any questions in terms of, well, hey, what should I be using? What about a cleanser that's just standard formulation? We've got many different cleansers and recommendations over here, but you just want to be observing your skin and seeing what your skin type is at what time of the day, and that's really, really important. So obviously things can get a lot more complicated. If you've got any more questions in terms of what you should use for what skin type, whether any certain products are pretty good, just let me know in the comments below. If you've got any more ideas of any videos, just let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click the link to subscribe as well as the bell button because we're going to be constantly uploading new videos every week. Thank you so much.